All right, how's it going there, everybody? I hope everybody have a good Veterans Day here. I might, I'm gonna make this video and I may make another one in the midst of trying to maybe find a couple of places to eat today, and maybe I might work a little bit in between that. Might just do a little bit of read, not much. All right, but this is a day where I'm gonna take things just a little leisurely and kind of hang out today. Maybe get a little extra rest. Hope everybody's had a good day today. All right. So this is part 3 of my survival series. Okay. Some articles that or videos I do that I actually have to dig, like this one, and then some I could look at the article and be able to make an assessment. Based on education, maybe based on things like scripturally, academically, from a history standpoint. I can go at all angles. And yes, life experience does uh, matter. Okay, so let's get right into it. As we get into well into the fall, we're getting in. This holiday season is starting to come up. That's if you celebrate such a thing. All right. I don't reckon. Well, I'll say it like this: you do whatever you want, but you really ain't supposed to be celebrating them type of holidays. That's just me. But people are really stressed out about their jobs and not making enough money as it is. And as we get, well, as this year starts to close out, we get into 2023, people are just worried about their fate, okay? Or they're worried about what direction they're going to go. In the midst of that, okay, how they're going to get, where they're going to get the next dollar to feed their family and so forth. Hey, y'all, I get it, y'all, okay? Hang in there. I know that we're in. You guys that are in need. It's no disrespect, but I'm just trying to give you I don't know, an outlook of how the government plays in people's emotions. Okay, and also spiritually, spiritually attack people. And I just think that these things are. You need to know about economics, maybe a little bit about politics and so forth. All right, so we can get into the root of why things are. All right, why the between economics, the government, and the media, how and why they like to play into people's emotions. Okay, and that's pretty much to keep you oppressed. So I was looking at different, I don't know, financial, analytical videos. For example, Yahoo Finance, Clear Value Tax, a couple of others, reading articles and all that, keeping up with things like the election. And it's like this: that the government wants to go up on interest rates. All right. And I made a video on that before. And they're probably going to go up again in December to get the inflation down. I've already explained how much the inflation is, but for the most part now, jobs are cutting. Okay. They're cutting the workforce. All right. To take money out of the system so the inflation can go down. Okay. Inflation can go down, and also the Fed can slow down or printing money and so forth. All right, but that has to happen anyway because that cannot go on but so long. Okay, as you know, you probably heard the stories about companies like Google. Let's see here, Meta or Facebook, Twitter, that they're laying people off. All right, it's my understanding Twitter, which is now owned by Elon Musk, they're cutting half of the workforce. Wow, so out there in Silicon Valley, they're gonna be taking a hit out there. Okay, with the technology and social media platforms, that so-called industry. All right, and that's going to be going on in a lot of different workforces and so forth. Okay, if you do construction work, or if you're into petroleum supply, all right, in many places the consumption is going to go down, so a lot of people are going to be laid off from that. Okay, right around this time. All right, before I got into the reserves, I did construction work for about 4 or 5 years when I was in college, going to school. I do have a 2-year tech degree in that architectural drafting when I went to Norfolk State. But hell, when I came out, I couldn't find any work because of construction back in Virginia Beach and Williamsburg, about the early to middle '90s, it just died. People didn't know. Actually, we had a little mini recession in the early '90s for a very short period of time, and now I ended up getting in the reserve because hell, I couldn't find any work. In construction. I'm just using that for an example. When I worked in fuel supply after I got out of the Army, okay, I did that for, I don't know, 12 years, 11, 12 years in the Army. I was in and out of work going overseas, working petroleum supply, worked in the airport, and the work just went up and down, up and down, okay? Where I'm doing something more consistent now, and I'm going to explain that here in a second. Let me see here. We're getting up in time here. So that's going on now, y'all, okay? And it's unfortunate that this stuff goes on right before the holidays. And I know that you guys want to have, things to entertain your family and so forth, okay? The holidays is a very depressing time for a lot of people because it's stuff that people want to do, and then they can't do it if they're in a situation like what I'm telling you about, okay? Or if they're laid off, okay? And this is probably going to be going on for at least 6 months before, the workforce starts to hire again, because I told you, this workforce cannot go on like that for so long, okay? Where they're going to lay people off. You're probably going to end up right back to work, but you may have to take a pay cut, or you may have to move on to another department. So here's some of the things that you want to do. Here's some of the solutions, because I'm telling you from experience, I've been through 2 or 3 of these little recessions and all that, okay? Throughout in the early 90s, 2001, 12, 11, 12, and then now. But particularly where it hit me the most was the last recession back in '09, 2010. So here's what you want to do, okay? If you find yourself in this situation where you hear about laying off, polish up your resume, okay? Start posting your resume, okay? Different sites like, I guess, Indeed, or if you guys were like in veterans of military, I recommend Military Hire, okay? Some of these sites, or LinkedIn and that type of thing. All right. You could use this time to take care of yourself. Go to the doctor, go get checked, get your vitals checked and all that stuff. Work on your health, okay? Maybe you can get in the gym or get yourself a little workout routine and go to the park, get yourself in shape, work on your vitals, work on your ailments and all that, okay? Do things like pray, fast, you know, maybe get into scriptures or whatever, okay? If you choose to do such a thing, you should, but that gives you a lot of comfort, okay? And to do it like that, okay? You may want to consider probably taking a service job, okay? Uh, Back in places like out east in the Midwest, a lot of the steel or the auto industry is died off. Robots are doing the job now, so consider taking a service job. I mean, if you got to probably work at a restaurant, or if you have to probably do things like Uber and Lyft, in which I do, then consider doing that, okay? I don't know, UPS, maybe working at Walmart. And what you do is you post that on your resume, and it shows people that you're working hard, okay? Ladies, and maybe guys too, okay? Maybe you can consider doing your own little hustle or whatever. Maybe you could make stuff, like maybe sew and selling on Amazon and that type of stuff and buy and flip. Okay, they may have some call center jobs that you can do that make yourself $10 or $12 an hour. Okay, so that way you can still make a little money, and maybe you can file for your unemployment, and that'll somewhat supplement or give you a lift or something to hold you down for 6 months. But don't let it get you depressed and all that stuff. Okay, if you need any other type of assistance, all right, to keep your home or keep food on the table, or have to go to family, ask for it. If you need help, ask. Okay, but if you don't ask, and I think if you don't apply for the help, they're not going to give it to you. Okay. I'm trying to think what else. So those are some of the solutions that you can do to kind of hold you down. All right. And again, maybe in the morning, again, consider in the morning praying. And then maybe you could do some meditating at night and all that. Okay. That type of thing. But please, I don't want you guys to get to a point where you're going to lose your mind over it, because if you do that, you end up having a nervous breakdown. And what good you going to do for the workforce anyway? All right. So yes, I know it takes money to run things or whatever, but it's not really all about that. Your health and your spiritual, keeping yourself spiritually intact and the Most High, all right, that's your wealth. Okay. At the end of the day, you can't take any of your stuff with you. So I hope that's one of the things. This video was something to help you out. I'm gonna get more specifically into some of the crafts that you could do on another video. This is part 3. All right. I think I kind of went over my limit. Thank you for your time. Okay. Let me know your thoughts if there's some ideas that you have that I didn't put out.